further constrained by exemptions granted to small businesses and low-income earners from companies' income tax, personal income tax, which, though beneficial, may strain internally generated revenue.
Speaking on the budget and how beneficial it will be to the people of Ondo State, a lecturer in the Department of Political Science at Adekunle Ajasin University, Akungba Akoko, Dr. Adebayo Fashion, said since emphasis was on economic growth, funding the budget might not be a problem.
If the economic sector is taking the highest percentage, that implies that this government is focused on the economic consolidation of the state, the attraction of foreign direct investments, and then for industrialization too, because it is from this area that there will be much more revenues generated to also spend money on the other areas.
A public affairs analyst, Mr. Temitope Adedeji, expressed displeasure that most capital projects embarked upon by the government for the past 2 years had been on snail speed despite huge allocation to capital expenditure.
Look at the road that the governor initiated himself. Let's even leave those that were initiated by his predecessors. Okaro Road, Ikare Akungba Road, look at Ijoka Road. People there are crying day in, day out. No meaningful development. And they always put this in budget.
In the same vein, another resident of Akure, Mr. Dayo Afe, frowned against executing new projects when the current ones were yet to achieve up to 60% completion.
When the road is inaugurated and it's captured in the budget, I believe that they're supposed to finish that road before inaugurating another one, so that we don't have abandoned projects all over the place.
Mr. Afe charged the current administration to give the welfare of workers a priority, especially as it had been budgeted for.
In the area of welfare, salaries and emolument, pension, gratuity, they also captured in the budget. All those things must be fulfilled.
Other respondents also charged the State House of Assemblies to step up its oversight functions to ensure the budget was properly implemented. Augustina Okinedo, Radio Nigeria.
The federal government has been urged to support initiatives for halal economy and encourage private sector investment in the industry for Nigeria to tap from the huge economic potential. The chairman, Halal Certification Authority, Professor Ibrahim Oriagba, made the call at the Congregation of Southern Nigerian Ulama Special Summit with the theme Confronting the Economic Challenges Facing Islamic Ummah Southern Nigeria in Ibadan. Speaking on the topic, Halal Economy, Implications for National Development and the Muslim Ummah, Professor Oriagba also suggested capacity building for Muslim entrepreneurs and increased public enlightenment on halal economy to erase misconceptions.
Halal business is one that complies with the following principles: permissible goods and services. Products and services must not involve anything prohibited in Islam. Secondly, honest dealings. And when we say honest dealings, no lying, no cheating, no deception. Thirdly, fair contract terms.
In another presentation on terrorism, genocide and security challenges between misgovernment and propaganda of ethno-religious divide, a professor of Islamic and Arabic Studies, University of Ibadan, Afiz Oladosu, attributed misrepresentation to wrong practice of Islam and urged Islamic scholars to refrain from avarice, politicization of religion, and confront misrepresentation with investment in the media industry. Earlier, in an address of welcome, the summit convener and Vice President, Supreme Council for Sharia in Nigeria, Sheikh Isa Akindele, remarked that the summit was to address economic and security challenges facing Muslims in southern Nigeria with a view to ensuring unity and renewed trust in Allah.
This summit is a platform for us to chat and to share ideas, experiences, and expertise in addressing the real challenges confronting our community, the Muslim community of southern Nigeria.
In a goodwill message, a prominent Islamic cleric, Sheikh Ahmad Gumi, while suggesting a congregation of Nigerian ulama to solidify Islamic unity, suggested building of schools and forests as panacea to banditry, stressing that education will bring lasting peace and empower them against unemployment. Highlights of the summit included a national prayer for peace, progress of unity among Nigerians, and presentation of communique.
It was a day of celebration and renewed hope in Ejigbo, Osun State, as the Akpata Cares Foundation empowered no fewer than 250 youths and women across the Osun West Senatorial District. The event held at Legacy Hall, Ola, formed part of activities marking the 40th birthday of the founder of the foundation, Chief Dr. Peter Ogundeji, popularly known as Akpata. Speaking at the ceremony, Chief Ogundeji said the empowerment initiative was aimed at equipping young people with practical skills and tools needed for self-reliance. He explained that 100 beneficiaries who completed their apprenticeship programs in tailoring, hairstyling, leatherwork, construction, and information technology were presented with startup equipment including sewing machines, hair dryers, leather making tools, and desktop computers. Chief Ogundeji also announced the admission of another 150 youths into new apprenticeship program with full sponsorship provided by the foundation. He noted that empowering young people remains the strongest antidote to social vices, stressing that he chose to dedicate his 40th birthday to giving back to the community that molded him. Former Senator representing Osun West, Senator Mudashiru Uzain, described Chief Ogundeji as a compassionate leader and urged wealthy Nigerians to support community development through meaningful interventions. One of the beneficiaries, Mr. Oluwaseun Ejigbile, expressed appreciation on behalf of the group, promising that the tools given would be used judiciously to improve their livelihoods. The event attracted royal fathers, political leaders, women's groups, and youth organizations who all commended the foundation for its contributions to grassroots development.
In line with the renewed hope agenda of the federal government, farmers drawn from 7 zones in Oyo State have been given agricultural inputs to boost food production. The event was held at the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security Field Office, More Plantation, Akpata area of Ibadan, Oyo State. The farm inputs, which include seedlings, crop processing machines, herbicides, pesticides, manual sprayers, vegetable and cash crop seedlings, among others, were displayed for onward distribution to beneficiaries in the affected zones. Addressing the farmers, the Minister, Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Abubakar Kyari, represented by the Director of Extension, Olawumi Ayodele, said the distribution of the items was part of the federal government's efforts to enhance agricultural productivity of farmers in Oyo State for food sufficiency. Senator Kyari enjoined the farmers to make good and judicious use of the items so as to achieve the agricultural mandate of President Bola Tinubu's administration. Oyo State Commissioner for Agriculture and Rural Development, Mr. Olasokomi Olale, represented by Director of Planning, Research and Statistics, Mrs. Adediran, commended the farmers for their perseverance, saying the gesture should be seen as a reminder that both the state and federal government still stand by them. Speaking on behalf of the farmers, the chairman, Southwest Zone and Oyo State All Farmers Association of Nigeria, Mr. Abbas Adekunle, said the input would be deployed for agricultural practices in each zone across Oyo State and the Southwest Zone for greater harvest. The zones in Oyo State represented at the event include Ibadan and Okiogun Zone, Zone 1 and 2, Ogbomoso, Oyo, and Ibarapa zones.
This is the world today. The stories that made the headline so far. Nigeria has recorded another abduction of Catholic students. Experts have tossed on television contents. Still to come, Ukrainian president expresses readiness to partner U.S. to end war and flood claims over 40 lives in Vietnam.
Glad to know you're still with us for the rest of the news. It was an atmosphere filled with gratitude and appreciation as the body of secretaries, Department of Administration, gathered in the conference room of the Zonal Director, Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria, FRC, and Ibadan's office to celebrate the final day in office of one of their own, the most senior secretary, Mrs. Fumilayo Akinwumi. Mrs. Akinwumi, who has attained the retirement age of 60, is buying out of the service of Radio Nigeria after diligently and faithfully serving as secretary to 3 zonal directors. In her words of appreciation, the retiring secretary thanked God, the committee of management, her colleagues, and particularly the body of secretaries for organizing a praise and worship session to honor her as she takes her leave from the corporation. She encouraged the secretaries to always give their best, regardless of professional challenges, noting that dedication, commitment, and resilience remain the keys to fulfillment in the secretarial profession. The body of secretaries eulogized Mrs. Akinwumi as a reliable leader whose sharp experiences would continue to guide them as they carry on with their service to the nation.
As activities towards the 2025 Nigeria Union of Journalists NUJ Oyo State Council election gather momentum, leaders and stakeholders in the council have advised all contestants to play the game according to the rules, refraining from campaigns of calumny and any form of physical confrontation. The leaders gave the advice at the flag-off of the campaign of one of the chairmanship candidates, Mr. Olushola Oladapo, and his team of contestants held under the banner of the consolidation team at the press center Iyagnoku, Ibadan. They urged candidates and their campaign organizations to concentrate on repositioning the union and avoid politics of bitterness.
It is a fact that television has been described as an electronic system that transmits moving images and sound over a distance. As the world celebrates the importance of television, staff reporter Zion Oyelade takes a look at the role of television in shaping Nigeria as a society.
Research has shown that education is crucial for society because it empowers individuals, drives economic growth, promotes social equality, and fosters innovation. In Nigeria, especially during the regional system of government, under the late sage Chief Obafemi Awolowo as the premier of the Western region, television was actually deployed to drive the development of education, and it was then adjudged successful. Speaking on the role of television in the current security discourse going on in the country, a public commentator, Mr. Oluwafemi Samson, said he was able to form a better opinion on the public hearing by the United States Congress sitting on Nigerian security situation via television. Mr. Samson noted that the public hearing had glued millions of Nigerians to their television sets or tablets and phones to have first-hand information about how their destiny was being decided, even on foreign land, and how it would deepen the bilateral relationship between the two countries.
Nigeria wants to see accountability. They want to see real decision taking, not behind closed doors. And then the Nigerian government should try to cooperate with the United States. The more they do, the easier things will be for the Nigerian citizens.
Mr. Sampson said the television set had become modernized from a mobile set to movable screen, which had stimulated economic growth, social equality, and reduced crime in the society. In his opposing view, an educationist, Mr. Oladeji Manuel, said television had made many to become redundant, lazy, and weak in their mind as they spent most of their quality time with TV sets. Mr. Oladeji maintained that the government should do well by ensuring that better content would be viewed on television that will align with the growth and aspiration of the government in building a better society.
Even as we appreciate these benefits, we must also recognize the challenges that come with modern television consumption. Today, excessive TV watching can reduce physical activity, disrupt attention span, and impact sleep and mental well-being. It can expose viewers, especially children, to violent or unrealistic content and sometimes amplify biased or sensationalized information.
While advocating that the social media content must be guided by law. Mr. Oladeji described visual information as a powerful tool in conveying messages, noting that these are giving abusive room for untrained minds to explore. The theme of this year's World Television Day is the role of television in shaping our global society. From Ilesha, Zion Oyelade, Radio Nigeria.
All right, thank you. From there, an intern from the Polytechnic Ibadan, Emmanuel Ogidi, in today's Heart of the Matter, writes on International World Television Day.
Television, since its invention in the early 20th century, has grown from a simple black and white screen into one of the world's most powerful communication tools. In December 1996, the United Nations proclaimed 21st of November as World Television Day, commemorating the date on which the first world television should be remembered. In Nigerian broadcasting history, the first television station was the Western Nigeria Television, WNTV, which was also the first in Africa. It was established on the 31st of October 1959 by the then Western Regional Government led by Chief Obafemi Awolowo, who was the premier of the region at the time. In 1975, the federal government of Nigeria established the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA Ibadan, from the Western Nigeria Television, making it the largest television network with many network centers across the country. Today, the Nigerian Television Authority has over 96 stations across the country with international, national and local contents, with its entertainment and media revenue projected to grow significantly. In Nigeria, television continues to play an important role in national development. From news broadcasts that keep citizens informed, educational programs for children, to public debates that hold leaders accountable, TV remains a trusted and reliable source of information. Even with the rise of social media, television maintains professional standards that many online platforms do not offer. Yet, despite its importance, access to television is still unequal. Many rural communities in Nigeria do not have access to television due to the high cost, lack of electricity, and poor signal coverage, among other reasons. These gaps prevent citizens in remote areas from receiving vital information on health, security, as well as government policies and programs that could be of benefit to them. The government must ensure that television benefits all Nigerians by expanding broadcast signals to rural areas, improve rural electrification, reduce import duties, and support local production. Create solar-powered community viewing centers so that rural residents can easily access news and educational programs, and also invest in local content production to promote quality programs that reflect the diverse Nigerian cultures. As World Television Day today, Nigeria must work towards bridging the information gap. Television should not be a privilege for a few, but a tool of enlightenment for every community, whether urban or rural. And in an era of misinformation and digital confusion, television remains a dependable source of truth, education, and unity.
That script on the International World Television Day was written by an intern from the Polytechnic Ibadan, Emmanuel Ogidi, and delivered by Emilia Ujemuja.
And to the foreign scene, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says he's ready to work with the U.S. on their vision for ending the war with Russia.
And relentless rains and floods have killed at least 41 people in central Vietnam, while a search continues for 9 that are still missing.
And that's it today on The World Today. Just before we go, you heard that Nigeria recorded another abduction of Catholic students. Experts have tasked government on television content, and flood claimed over 40 lives in Vietnam. That's it on The World Today. Join us tomorrow on Monday for a fresh edition of the program. Rotimi Famakin edited. My name is Stephen Agbaje from my colleague
Feyi Shara Owomoyela. Have a restful weekend.